Who the fuck's he? He doesn't take over, he doesn't control these buildings. No governing. You understand? They were given back to the Maoris, you idiot. Now, you want to video this?
Yep.
The situation is this. The lawyer representing the council, the rowing club, stayed under submission that the club had obtained permission from the Horowhenua County Council and the main board to erect the building on Maori freehold land. In other words, they had not bothered to obtain permission from the owners of the land, legal or beneficial. Last year, I requested information from the Maori Land Court regarding legal arrangements during this era, when both the rowing and sailing clubs erected buildings on this land. And although a search has been made, no documents have been located to provide any legal basis for the construction of both buildings. An application by the Crown to lease 8.6 hectares of lake bed to the sailing club to erect a building was withdrawn before the meeting of the trustees could even take place, dog. The legal principle applies. Nemo dat non-quod habet. That means you can't lease what you don't own. You understand that? Hey? Come on, like me leasing someone your house, dick. You can't give what you don't have. The Lake Domain Board, therefore, leased out land. That's your mate Lester, the Lake Domain Board. Who are they to lease out land that the Crown doesn't fucking own or lease? Hey? On top of that, the Court of Appeal, as you know, and I emailed you the judgment, established that the Lake Domain Board cannot roll over an exclusive fucking use on a month-by-month basis. Didn't you read that? 40 days in a row, only 6 days consecutively. Is that getting through to you, boy? On top of that, the Domain Board's financial officer has confirmed that the rowing club made no fucking payments to the board either. It seems ludicrous that equipment purchased for lake restoration work, this will go on the net, by the owners themselves, are not able to be kept in secure storage in their own building, while the rowing club continues to occupy a building on Maori freehold land in spite of the Court of Appeal ruling during September 2012. The owners, of course, have free and unrestricted use as established by Section 18 Roll 1956. Stick that up your ass. Get fucking yourself educated, you ignorant idiot. No, they'll be coming off, bro. They'll be coming off.
Have you got any comment on that, Lionel?
No comment. No comment at all.
Can I ask then whose orders that you are here on?
Enforce the law, Curry!
I told you
it's our land!
I told Philip
Lester! What fucking land?
I've spoken with Chris Lester, who is the chairman of the Lake Domain Board.
What this idiot's doing, Mr. Head.
As far as he's concerned, the rowing club has exclusive rights to this building at the moment.
Yeah, see what happens, Watson, we'll have you out of here.
Okay, well,
that's the only comment I'm going to make.
He's operating outside the law. Have you spoken with Pat Hancock?
No.
I suggest you do, because Pat Hancock, who is your district commander, I believe,
what do you want, Royal?
has informed Philip.
Come on, you dog.
Phil, do not touch anybody.
Phil, hey, gonna do that again, you fuck. Back off. Gutless little piece of shit. Back off. Go and arrest him for fucking trying to hit my missus.
Yeah, Phil.
Fucking dog.
Go away.
Hey, what's that? Come over here, you fuck.
Pat Hancock instructed Phil, and he volunteered the information, that the rowers had vacated the building in December. He did nothing between then and now, which is late March, and it's the joint working party of Maori owners that have purchased expensive equipment, need this building, which they own. I mean,
I'm not going to get involved in that argument.
Do you accept
that? I'm not accepting anything.
Do you accept that Maori own the building? Do you know that they own the building?
I'm not making any comment on it. I told you that.
Okay, well, the courts have acknowledged that they do own the building.
Well,
they've also acknowledged that they own the land.
I'm not making any comment, Brian.
And now the owners are trying to clean up the lake that the Crown has desecrated with their own money, and you're preventing it. Are you aware of an IPCA complaint?
You don't call me a boy, you're the boy here, mate. You're the boy. I know my family, mate.
Just ignore him, bro.
Are you aware of an IPCA complaint?
No.
Okay, well, you're a named person on that complaint. Okay. Yeah,
anyway, like I said, Brian, I'm not making any comment to you.
Alright. I strongly suggest you speak to Pat Hancock.
And we will be doing that.
Okay. And I believe, is it Chap Wayne somebody? Who's the Maori go-between for police. And I think it would pay to tell
I'll
him.
certainly be doing some digging on that. We've been in contact with our boss today, who will then follow that up.
Okay.
Right? So that's the only thing I'm going to say, right?
Yeah, alright, I'm really trying hard to keep the peace here, and
Okay.
it's not easy, okay.
No, well, he keeps breaking into the building and
Yeah, but
taking,
it's his building.
taking everybody's gear out.
It's his building. They've taken their own gear out. There's no rubbish left in there.
No, their boats are still in there.
No, they're rubbish
still-
boats. They're not their racing boats.
That's irrelevant.
All
They're
their
still
good
their
boats. No, yeah, but
Yes.
only
I'm
because
not
they
gonna
couldn't be
get
bothered
involved in the
taking
argument
them.
with you.
I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see a whole lot of owners down here
Yep.
enforcing their rights. I think that's the likely outcome, and that's only going to escalate the situation.
I mean, the owners report to the trustees, don't they? There's the Horowhenua Lake trustees.
The owners
The Horowhenua
are
Lake
kept out of
trustees. The Horowhenua Lake trustees are elected by the owners.
the Horowhenua Lake trustees have been block voted by MTA, who are not even Maori Poko.
Yeah, well, anyway, like I said, as far as I'm aware, okay, the owners of the lake elect their trustees, and the trustees act on their behalf.
Okay, that's not actually how it works
so
in
from
real.
my understanding, well, this is my understanding, Brian, the moment those trustees are working with the Lake Domain Board in order to sort out the issues with the...
Well, they don't even get speaking rights,
well,
actually.
anyway, yeah.
Okay.
That's your opinion, not mine, so...
Oh, I go to every Lake Domain Board
That's
meeting,
cool.
and you don't, you know.
No, that's true. I don't admit to know everything about it,
Okay.
but all I know is that I've spoken with the man who is governing this building at the moment, okay?
Yeah,
Which
well,
is Chris Lester.
yeah, I know Chris
from the
Lester.
Horowhenua Lake Domain
Yep.
Board, and I spoke with him on the phone yesterday, and he said that the Horowhenua Rowing Club had full and exclusive use of this building.
Okay, it's
Alright,
actually
so
written in law that nobody can have full and exclusive
Well, I'm only going
use
off
of the
what
building.
he said.
Would you be interested in seeing the law as it's written, so that you can make an
We've got some
informed
paperwork,
decision?
That'd be cool.
Okay, and if that paperwork said that
No,
nobody's allowed more than 30 days...
I'm not getting into any argument with you,
Okay.
Brian. All right.
The law states,
I told
well, you may as well hear it. The law states that nobody can own or can occupy this building for more than 6 days exclusively, okay, in a row. No more than 30 days in an entire year. These guys have had it exclusively since about 1952. So, really, they're squatters, and
that's up to the law.
and they haven't paid any rent whatsoever to the Lake Domain Board or to the owners.
I'm unaware of that. I mean, I don't know.
Not a cent.
Okay.
So it's just time for them to be evicted, and that's all there is to it.
Well, that would be up to the Horowhenua Lake Domain Board if they're governing this building, wouldn't it?
But the Lake Domain Board is being controlled by Mayor Brendan Duffy.
Well, I don't know that.
Yeah, well, I do.
The person who controls this building, as far as I'm concerned, lawfully, the person who controls this building, or the board that controls this building, is the Horowhenua Lake Domain Board.
It's actually DOC, Department of Conservation,
Yeah, well, anyway, I've
and the
spoken
Crown.
with the chairman
right,
of that domain board.
who cannot make any decisions without it going to a board hearing, so he can't really go and make a statement like that on his own either.
Well, that's the statement he's made.
Okay.
So that's what I'm working on.
All right. Well, that should have gone to the
anyway.
board.
All right.
All right.
Thanks very much, Brian.
Oh, that's all right. I will get on my way, and I know it's not going to end here. You know it too, don't you? And I think it's silly that you're allowing it to escalate because.
Oh, I mean, he's the one who's allowing it to escalate.
No.
He keeps breaking in and putting his boats in the building.
No, he's not. What he's doing is he's taking control of the building he owns. These people have no ownership rights at all. None. And Chris Lester can't lease out something that he does not own as part of the Crown. So the Lake Domain Board is operating illegally. That's what's happening, and you're enforcing it.
That will up to the courts to decide.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they will. But unfortunately, it's going to escalate to that.
Thanks very much, Brian.
Cheerio.